She looked me dead in the eyes that night. And lied. It wasn't just the words, she said. It was the way she said them. Like she believed I wouldn't notice the shift in her voice, the pause before she spoke, the way she looked past me instead of into me. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't ask her why. I didn't beg for the truth. I just walked away. Not because I wanted to, but because I knew if I stayed, I'd lose myself trying to hold on to someone who had already let go. I thought it was over. And for a while, it was. Until she came back, tears in her eyes, a confession in her hands, and the truth I'd waited far too long to hear. It had started with distance, late replies, vague answers, plans that got canceled more often than kept. The woman who once told me everything had become someone I barely recognized. And when I asked her if something was wrong, she smiled too quickly, said, "No, baby, just tired. You're overthinking." But my gut told me otherwise. You know that feeling? When your heart already knows, but your mind begs for one more excuse? That's where I lived for weeks, trapped between suspicion and hope. Then one night, it all came to a head. She had gone out with friends. Didn't text all night. Came home late, lipstick smudged, jacket smelling like a man's cologne. I asked her, "Were you really with your girls?" She blinked. Just once. Then smiled. "Of course. You don't trust me now?" That was it. That single moment. That single sentence. She didn't even flinch. Didn't stumble over the lie. Didn't hesitate. She lied to my face. And something inside me broke quietly. I didn't yell. Didn't throw anything. I just stood up, grabbed my jacket, and left. Left her. Left the house. Left everything we had built. Because love without truth isn't love. It's survival. And I was done surviving. I moved out that week. No dramatic texts. No blocking. Just silence. I thought she'd reach out. Try to explain. Beg. Maybe. But nothing came. Just emptiness. So I assumed that was it. And in a way, it made it easier to let go. To tell myself I wasn't worth the fight for her. To believe she had moved on without a second thought. So I started to heal. Slowly. Clumsily. But honestly, nearly 10 months passed. I had just started laughing again, really laughing. I'd stopped checking my phone for her name. Stopped wondering where she was. Until one night, I heard a knock on my door. It was late. Too late for it to be a delivery or a friend. I opened the door, and there she was. She looked different. Tired. Worn out. But real. Her eyes were puffy. She clutched something in her hands. A small envelope bent at the corners. She didn't say hi. Didn't try to come in. She just said, "Can I talk to you? Just for a minute." I stepped aside. Not out of forgiveness, but curiosity. She sat on the edge of the couch like she was afraid it would collapse beneath her. And then she broke. "I lied to you," she whispered. I didn't say anything. Just waited. I wasn't with my friends that night. I was with him. Her voice cracked. I didn't sleep with him. I swear. But I let it go too far. And when I saw your face that night, I panicked. I lied because I was ashamed. She looked up at me, finally. I thought if I admitted it, I'd lose you. But I lost you anyway. She handed me the envelope. Inside was a letter. Dated 6 months ago. I've written this so many times. And every time I've been too much of a coward to send it. But I owe you this. She confessed everything. How it started. Why it happened. The guilt that consumed her after I left. The silence that tore her apart more than she expected. I finished reading. My hands were shaking. She stood up to leave. "I don't expect you to forgive me," she said. "I just needed to tell you. You deserved the truth, even if it's too late." She walked to the door. And for a moment, I let her go again. But this time, I said one thing before she left. "You're right. You lost me the moment you lied. But this, what you did tonight? That was real. She turned around, tears streaming. So what now? She whispered. I looked at her, at the woman I once loved, at the version of her standing here finally honest. Now, I think we both go and heal. Whether that brings us back together or not, we'll see. But no more lies. She nodded. Didn't fight. Didn't beg. Just whispered. Thank you. And this time, when she walked out, it didn't hurt the same. To anyone who's ever been lied to, sometimes the person you love the most will shatter your heart in the quietest way. And sometimes, they'll come back, not to fix it, but to tell you they were never whole to begin with. If this story found you where it hurts, drop a comment. You're not alone. Truth might not undo the pain, but it gives you the choice to heal. And that choice, that's where your peace begins.